everybody, and welcome to today's Sunday sermon, which is the 21st Sunday of the year. And today, Jesus is saying to us in the Gospel, I am the bread of life. Like bread is a symbol of food. For some countries it might be a different type of food, but the essential food, I am the essential food of your life, is what he's saying. And he's speaking in a spiritual sense, that we should seek for that more than we do for physical food. We should have a more emphasis on the spiritual side. That's why he says, I am the bread of life. I am the food that gives you life in a spiritual sense. Now, the spiritual life is something that all of us are required to live. For instance, most mornings, I'm sure, we don't feel like getting up when the alarm rings and we are supposed to get up and go to work, for instance, and we feel it difficult. We have to fight our lesser nature. Our lesser nature is saying to us, stay on, get more rest, enjoy the sleep. But we know, no, I have to get up and I must go to work and earn my wages so as to keep my home, etc., etc. So we choose a higher way of living. We find happiness and our day becomes good. Of course, we go with Jesus, we walk with him. That's another way of bringing ourselves beyond the physical to a spiritual life, which is a reality and does sustain us as well, more so than the food that we eat. So today, Jesus is saying, I am that bread. Now, we know that to struggle in life is very much part of living. Anything we do, like running or athletics or football or netball or whatever we want to train, we have to train. We have to go through hardship in order to be perfect, or to perfect our sport, perfect our gifts that we've been given from the Lord. There is hardship involved and denying of ourselves. That is what Jesus is saying as well. Deny yourself, seek the higher good, seek for the higher good, and you will be successful if you do it in me, of course. Now we have the great examples of the saints and the martyrs. I love reading about the martyrs because here we see people who were ultimately challenged right to the moment of their death, either by hanging or beheading or being killed by wild animals, as was the case at the time of Jesus in Rome especially. So Jesus is saying to us, if we are to live the life, and he even said that, you will be tested and you will have to go through hardships and they will hate you and they will throw you out of their houses. They will even bring you before the courts and bring false witness against you, which of course began with the apostles and the early Christians who suffered terribly. They suffered martyrdom, but they did it and don't deny it. Anything spiritual, or to mention the name God, or to say God bless you with the help of God, I will see you. Yeah, people are afraid to say that nearly now. And so this is very sad, because we wouldn't be here if there was a God, if there wasn't a God. So we need to lift our lives up and put them in his hands. And he will walk beside us, talk with us, help us through all the difficulties throughout the day. But there are times when the greater good does encourage us. We are called to do something great for society, for the world, for people to believe. Now, that may bring us problems and difficulties of a different kind. We have social internet now and social media, and where everybody's reputation is on the line. And this is one of the methods, and a very powerful method, of bringing somebody down. Instead of beheading them, you can assassinate their reputation and make them look bad in front of the world and discredit them so that they give up and be discouraged. Now, these are the challenges of our time. And when we see injustices going on, the Christian calling encourages us to stand up and be counted and to speak for the truth and to speak on behalf of those who are being ill-treated. But that may bring us difficulties, as I just said. The most important rule or the most important weapon now is social media. So here we have a challenge, and sometimes we falter. Like the disciples or the people who were listening to Jesus today, they went away sad because they said, this is too much. I am the bread, I am the food. They may very well have understood, but felt it too much, as we would today. Go and fight for justice. Go and speak against those who are doing nothing about climate change. Hey, there you might find trouble. People who are making plenty of money by destroying our beautiful atmosphere and the world, the beautiful earth that we have, that provides us with all this vegetation and everything that is good in life, everything we wear even. I didn't realize that till lately. Everything we wear is provided to us from the earth. The earth is giving us. And of course food, shelter. The trees are cut down to make shelter. All the different things that the world is providing for us and is standing in danger of being annihilated through pollution, toxic air going up, the ozone layer, all those things that can destroy and bring this world, make it less viable and sustainable for us. So to speak out against that might bring us trouble, because a lot of people who make plenty of money every day won't like what you are saying. So Pope Francis said, do not be afraid. The main actor in our life is the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit is there to protect us, to give us wisdom, to give us courage to stand up and be counted. Edmund Burke is reported as having said, for evil to survive and exist, it is necessary for good people to do nothing. And a lot of us, including myself, feel, I don't want to be involved. I don't want to go down that road. So please don't doubt the Holy Spirit. In other words, the third person of the Trinity, God himself. He's with us and standing by us, as the apostles learned in their lives after Jesus rose from the dead. Let us be confident that the Lord is with us in his Spirit, and pray to him and allow him to rule your life, and you will find courage, strength and wisdom to do the right thing. I wish you every God's blessing for today and for the coming week ahead.